America is a land of extraordinary contrasts. It's a nation often viewed through its cities and its history, yet its true story is written in the earth itself. This is a story of immense power, of creation and destruction, a drama that has been unfolding for millennia, and continues to this day. The continent is not a finished masterpiece. It is, and has always been, a work in progress. To truly understand this, we must begin in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, on the island of Kauai, in Hawaii. Here nature's relentless cycle is on full and glorious display. The air is thick with moisture, a constant life-giving rain that falls upon the ancient mountains. The slopes of Mount Waialaeal are some of the wettest places on Earth. This perpetual rainfall has spent millions of years carving the landscape into something truly spectacular. Deep emerald valleys are separated by razor-sharp ridges that seem to touch the clouds. Waterfalls cascade down sheer cliffs, their spray nourishing a riot of green vegetation. Every surface is alive. Ferns unfurl from crevices and mosses cling to the bark of ancient trees. It is a world saturated with life, a testament to the creative power of water, but this beauty is not static. The very force that creates it is also the force that wears it away, grain by grain, sculpting and reshaping the island with every single drop. This process of change is slow, almost imperceptible to us, but it is constant. The mountains here are old volcanoes, their fiery origins now cloaked in green. The rain, so gentle in its descent, acts like a liquid file, slowly grinding down the hard volcanic rock. Rivers, brown with sediment, carry the island back to the sea piece by piece. The famous Nepali coast, with its breathtaking cliffs and hanging valleys, is a monument to this erosion. These were not always cliffs. They are the remnants of a great shield volcano, relentlessly weathered by the wind and the waves of the Pacific. It is a powerful reminder that even the strongest foundations can be transformed by time. What we witness on Kauai is a delicate balance. The island is being unmade as surely as it was once made. It is a place of profound beauty, but a beauty born from decay. The lushness is a direct result of the volcanic soil, enriched by the slow breakdown of the rock. The dramatic landscapes are the scars of an endless battle between land and water. This is the essence of America's wild places. They are not frozen in time. They are dynamic, ever-changing arenas where the fundamental forces of our planet are locked in a perpetual dance of creation and destruction. Here, on this rain-soaked island, the story of an unfinished continent begins. From the ancient weathered slopes of Kauai, we travel southeast to the youngest island in the Hawaiian chain, the Big Island. Here the process of creation is not a gentle erosion but a violent, fiery spectacle. This is the home of Kilauea, one of the most active volcanoes on the planet. For decades it has been in a near-constant state of eruption, a raw and powerful display of the Earth's inner turmoil. It is a place where land is born before our very eyes. Rivers of molten rock, at temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius, flow across the landscape, building the island outwards into the sea. This is geology and fast forward. The destructive power of the lava is absolute. It consumes everything in its path. Forests of ohia trees, which have adapted to grow on volcanic rock, are incinerated in an instant. Homes and roads, symbols of human permanence, are buried beneath meters of cooling basalt. The flow advances with an unstoppable force, a black, creeping tide that erases the world that came before it. The air fills with the smell of sulfur and the hiss of burning vegetation. It is a vision of utter devastation, a stark reminder of nature's indifference to our own endeavors. What takes years to build can be wiped from existence in a matter of hours. Yet, where there is such profound destruction, there is also miraculous creation. As the molten rock meets the cool waters of the Pacific, a dramatic battle ensues. The ocean boils, sending vast clouds of steam and acidic gases high into the air. The lava shatters and cools, forming new black sand beaches and extending the coastline. This is New Earth, land that did not exist yesterday. It is a primal scene, a glimpse back to the very beginning of our planet's history, when the first continents were formed. The island grows, inch by inch, eruption by eruption, a testament to the regenerative power that lies just beneath our feet. This cycle of destruction and renewal is the very heart of Hawaii's existence. The islands themselves are nothing more than the tips of colossal underwater mountains, built up over millions of years by countless eruptions, just like this one. Kilauea is simply the latest chapter in a very long story. It tears down, but it also builds up. It takes away, but it also gives. The process is violent and chaotic, but from it, a new world is forged. It shows us that the American landscape is not a fixed entity. It is a place of fire and fury, where the ground itself is alive and constantly being reborn from its own ashes. From the fire of Hawaii, we journey thousands of miles north to a realm of ice. This is Alaska, a land of towering mountains and vast frozen rivers. Here in Glacier Bay, we find a different kind of creative and destructive force, one that moves with a slow, grinding inevitability. Just over 2 centuries ago, this entire bay did not exist. It was filled with a single, colossal glacier, a river of ice thousands of feet thick that stretched for more than 100 miles to the open ocean. The landscape was locked in a deep freeze, a world of silent, white grandeur. But that world was not destined to last. Beginning in the late 18th century, the ice began a rapid and dramatic retreat. It was a geological event that happened on a human timescale. As the climate warmed, the glacier began to melt and break apart at an astonishing rate. Great cliffs of ice, hundreds of feet high, collapsed into the sea in a process known as calving. The sound would have been deafening, a thunderous roar echoing through the mountains as millions of tons of ice crashed into the water. The earth itself would have shaken. This was not a gentle melting. It was a violent disintegration, a world of ice tearing itself apart. The retreat of the ice revealed a landscape that no human had ever seen before. It was a world newly scoured and reshaped. The immense weight and power of the glacier had carved deep fjords, polished the bedrock, and left behind towering walls of rock. As the ice pulled back, the sea rushed in to fill the void, creating the magnificent bay we see today. The land, freed from the crushing weight of the ice, began to rebound, rising upwards by as much as an inch each year. This is a land still adjusting, still settling after the departure of its frozen architect. Today, the glaciers of Glacier Bay have retreated over 60 miles up the inlets they carved. They continue to shrink, a visible and powerful symbol of a changing planet. The drama of their collapse continues, as enormous icebergs break free and drift through the cold, turquoise waters. This process, like the volcanoes of Hawaii, is one of both destruction and creation. The destruction of the glaciers has led to the creation of a new marine ecosystem, a rich feeding ground for whales and seals. It demonstrates that even in the coldest corners of the continent, the American landscape is in a state of profound and constant transformation. Water is the planet's master sculptor, and its work is displayed in astonishingly different ways across the American West. Deep within a side canyon of the Grand Canyon lies a hidden oasis, the home of the Havasupai people. Here, water performs an act of pure creation. Havasu Creek is no ordinary stream. It is saturated with calcium carbonate, dissolved from the surrounding limestone. As this mineral-rich water tumbles over cliffs, it deposits its load, building upon itself layer by layer. The result is a series of breathtaking travertine terraces and pools, their water a startling, almost unnatural shade of turquoise. This is a landscape that is literally growing. The famous Havasu Falls and Mooney Falls are not eroding the rock, but building it. Each ripple, each cascade, leaves behind a thin veneer of limestone, a process that has been going on for thousands of years. The delicate, curving dams that hold back the turquoise pools are constructed entirely by the water itself. It is a slow, patient form of creation, the polar opposite of a violent volcanic eruption. Yet it is just as powerful in its transformative effect. It shows that water can be a builder as much as a carver, creating new and beautiful forms from the elements it carries. Just a few hundred miles away lies a place where water is defined by its almost complete absence. This is Death Valley, the hottest and driest place in North America. Here, the landscape tells a story of extreme survival. The sun beats down with ferocious intensity, and rainfall is a rare, fleeting event. The land is stark and seemingly empty, a panorama of salt flats, sand dunes, and barren rocky mountains. Yet even here, water has been the primary architect. The vast salt pan at Badwater Basin, the lowest point on the continent, is the remnant of an ancient lake that evaporated long ago. On the rare occasions when rain does fall, it comes in violent downpours. With little vegetation to hold the soil, flash floods rage through the canyons, moving enormous quantities of rock and debris. These floods are a destructive force, scouring the landscape and reshaping the alluvial fans at the mouths of the canyons. But they also bring life. For a few brief weeks, the desert floor can erupt in a carpet of wildflowers, a super bloom that testifies to the resilience of life waiting for its moment. Death Valley, a place named for its hostility, reveals that even in the most extreme environments, the forces of change are ever present, driven by the memory and the promise of water. The raw and dynamic nature of America's coastal environments has shaped not only the land, but also the life that inhabits it. The Pacific Coast, from the chilly waters of Alaska to the warm currents of California, is a realm of immense power and productivity. It is a world governed by cold, nutrient-rich upwellings that fuel a vibrant food chain. At the very top of this chain patrols one of the planet's most perfect predators, the great white shark. This is an animal forged by its environment, a masterpiece of evolution designed for power and efficiency in a challenging and often brutal world. The great white shark is a creature of the restless ocean. Its territory includes the wild and rugged coastlines where land and sea collide. Off the coast of California, the Farallon Islands rise from the Pacific swell. These rocky outcrops are a critical breeding ground for seals and sea lions, and where these marine mammals gather, the sharks are sure to follow. The sharks are not residents here. They are travelers on an oceanic scale, undertaking immense migrations across the Pacific. But they return to these specific hunting grounds, drawn by the predictable abundance of prey. Their presence transforms these waters into an arena of intense life-and-death drama. To survive here, the shark has evolved into a supreme hunter. Its streamlined, torpedo-shaped body is built for bursts of incredible speed. It can accelerate from below, striking its prey on the surface with explosive force. This is not a random attack. It is a calculated ambush, honed by millions of years of natural selection. The shark's senses are exquisitely tuned to its world. It can detect the faint electrical fields of its prey and sense the tiniest drop of blood from miles away. It is an animal perfectly adapted to the challenges of its environment, a living embodiment of the raw power of the American Pacific. The existence of such a formidable predator speaks volumes about the health and ferocity of this coastal ecosystem. It requires a vast and robust food web to support an animal of this size and energy. The great white shark is a symbol of a wild and untamed America, a force of nature that commands respect. Its survival is intrinsically linked to the health of the oceans and the dramatic, ever-changing coastlines it patrols. In a land defined by creation and destruction, the great white shark represents the pinnacle of life's ability to adapt and to dominate in a world of constant flux. Returning to the Hawaiian archipelago, we arrive on the island of Maui, the Valley Isle. Maui offers, a perfect lesson in the life cycle of a volcanic island. It is formed from two great shield volcanoes, one much older than the other. In the west, the mountains are weathered and ancient, much like those on Kauai. They have been deeply eroded by millennia of wind and rain, their slopes carved into steep, inaccessible valleys. But in the east stands the colossal Haleakala, a younger and much larger volcano that forms more than 3/4 of the island. Its name means House of the Sun, and its story is one of gradual transformation. Haleakala is considered a dormant volcano, not an extinct one. Its last eruption was several hundred years ago, which is really just a geological blink of an eye. At its summit is a vast depression, often mistaken for a crater. It is in fact a valley created by the erosion of two separate volcanic peaks that later filled with subsequent lava flows. Standing on the rim at sunrise, you look down into a landscape that feels more Martian than terrestrial. Cinder cones of red and black rise from the valley floor, stark evidence of the island's fiery past. It is a high-altitude desert, cold and windswept, where only the hardiest of plants, like the silversword, can survive. As we descend from the summit, the landscape changes dramatically. The dry, barren rock gives way to life. The windward slopes of the volcano face the moisture-laden trade winds, resulting in staggering amounts of rainfall. Here, the forces of erosion are hard at work, but they also bring life. The rain has transformed the volcanic rock into a lush, tropical rainforest. Waterfalls plunge into deep pools, and the air is thick with the scent of ginger and eucalyptus. This is the other face of Haleakala, a paradise created by the slow, patient work of water on the foundation of fire. The road to Hana, which clings to this coastline, winds through a world born from this very process. Maui shows us an island in transition. It is caught between the raw, creative energy of its recent volcanic past and the relentless, sculpting power of erosion. The contrast between the barren summit of Haleakala and its verdant, water-carved slopes is a living diagram of how these islands evolved. The fire builds the foundation, and then the wind and the rain take over, shaping it, clothing it in green, and ultimately, beginning the long process of wearing it down. It is a beautiful, slow-motion dance between creation and destruction, a cycle that defines the very character of this American landscape. The island of Oahu presents yet another stage in the Hawaiian story. It is the most populated of the islands, home to the bustling city of Honolulu. Here the modern world has been built directly upon the foundations of an ancient and powerful landscape. The iconic skyline of Waikiki, with its towering hotels and busy streets, sits in the shadow of one of Hawaii's most famous landmarks, Diamond Head. This distinctive crater is a tough cone, the explosive remnant of a volcanic eruption that occurred hundreds of thousands of years ago. It serves as a constant, silent reminder of the forces that shaped this land. Oahu is formed by two principal shield volcanoes, Waianae and Ko'olau. Both are now extinct and deeply eroded. The Ko'olau Range, which forms the dramatic, fluted cliffs behind Honolulu, is not a mountain range in the traditional sense. It is the remnant of the western half of a massive volcano. The eastern half collapsed catastrophically into the ocean in a giant landslide long ago. What remains are the spectacular cliffs, or pali, which have been further sculpted by wind and rain into their current dramatic form. The city of Honolulu spreads across the coastal plain, created by the debris from this ancient volcano. Even beneath the concrete and asphalt, the volcanic heart of Oahu is not entirely dormant. The Honolulu Volcanic Series is a collection of younger vents, craters, and tuff cones that erupted long after the main shield volcanoes had fallen silent. Diamond Head is one of these. So too are Punchbowl Crater, which now holds the National Memorial Cemetery of the Pacific, and Coco Head. These features show that even on an island considered geologically mature, the potential for volcanic activity remains. The hotspot that created the entire island chain is still active, and its influence can be felt even here. Oahu is a fascinating example of how humanity coexists with this powerful geological legacy. People surf the waves created by distant storms, hike the trails carved into ancient crater rims, and build their homes on the rich soil born from weathered lava. The island is a blend of the natural and the man-made, a place where the deep history of the earth is part of everyday life. It demonstrates that while the creative forces may become less frequent, the landscape they have built continues to define the existence of all who live upon it, a permanent testament to the island's fiery birth. Our journey through this unfinished land brings us back to where the action is most potent, the Big Island of Hawaii. This is America at its youngest, an island that is still growing, still being assembled by the raw power of the earth. It is dominated by 5 volcanoes, 2 of which, Mauna Loa and Kilauea, are among the most active on the planet. Mauna Loa, when measured from its base on the ocean floor, is the most massive mountain in the world. Its gentle, broad slopes belie the immense volume of lava that has built it up over 500,000 years. The newest land on Earth is being formed here. When the lava from Kilauea flows into the sea, it creates a stark, black platform of rock. At first, it is a sterile and hostile environment. It is baked by the sun, sharp underfoot, and devoid of soil. It seems impossible that life could ever take hold, but life is patient and opportunistic. The first colonists are often pioneers carried by the wind. Spores of ferns and mosses find their way into tiny cracks, beginning the slow process of breaking down the rock and creating the first hints of soil. These are the humble beginnings of a new ecosystem. Soon, other pioneers arrive. Seabirds, such as the white tern, may use the barren lava fields as nesting sites. Their droppings provide a vital infusion of nutrients into this sterile landscape. They are gardeners of this new earth, bringing the seeds of life from the older, more established parts of the island. Following the plants come the insects, and a complex web of life begins to weave itself together. The ohia lehua tree is one of the most important colonists, a hardy species that can grow directly on fresh lava flows, its red blossoms a splash of vibrant color against the black rock. This process is a microcosm of how life colonized the entire Hawaiian chain. Each island, when it first emerged from the sea, was a barren rock. Every single plant and animal that now lives here had to make a long and perilous journey across thousands of miles of open ocean. On the Big Island, we can witness this process of colonization happening right now. It is a powerful illustration of the tenacity of life and its ability to conquer even the most inhospitable of environments. The island is a laboratory of evolution, a place where destruction paves the way for a new and unique genesis. From the rain-soaked cliffs of Kauai to the fiery birth of new land on the Big Island, from the retreating ice of Alaska to the mineral-rich waters of Havasu, the story of the American landscape is one of relentless and powerful change. It is a continent that is not, and has never been, static. The ground beneath our feet is a stage for a grand and ongoing drama of geological forces. Mountains rise and are worn away, glaciers advance and retreat, coastlines are built up by lava and torn down by the sea. This is a nation that is constantly being unmade and remade. This perpetual cycle of creation and destruction is the engine of diversity. The harshness of Death Valley forges resilient wildflowers. The rich Pacific currents support the mighty great white shark. The slow evolution of the Hawaiian volcanoes creates unique habitats for life to colonize and adapt. Each act of destruction, whether a volcanic eruption or a glacial collapse, creates new opportunities. It clears the canvas, allowing new forms and new ecosystems to emerge. This dynamic process is what has given America its extraordinary variety of landscapes and its incredible richness of life. We often think of our national parks and wild places as timeless monuments, preserved and unchanging. But the truth is far more exciting. They are living, breathing entities, shaped by forces that are still at work today. The Grand Canyon is deepening with every flood of the Colorado River. The mountains of the Sierra Nevada are still rising. The coastline is in constant negotiation with the power of the ocean. To visit these places is not just to see a beautiful view, it is to witness a moment in a story that has no end. It is a profound connection to the deep, powerful pulse of the planet itself. America, therefore, is not a finished product. It is a land forever in flux, a testament to the enduring power of nature. Its story is written in fire and ice, in water and wind, in the slow grind of rock and the patient tenacity of life. The forces that built this continent are still building it. The destruction that carves its features is still sculpting them. And as long as this planet is alive, the great work will continue. The land will shift, the mountains will change, and the story of this unfinished nation will continue to unfold. One eruption, one earthquake, one raindrop at a time.